But for more insight, let's go now to Sharon Levy Balanga, the CEO of the Special Olympics Israel, who joins us now from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. Sharon, great to have you with us. A very good start for the Israeli team. Tell us more.
Incredible start. Well, we arrived a week ago on the 11th of March. And I can tell you about the opening ceremony where we paraded out in front of 192 nations with over 100,000 people watching us. And our athletes were just beaming with pride and beaming with joy, wearing blue and white with Special Olympics Israel and holding a big plaque with the name Israel on it. It was as if we have won a competition before the games even got started.
That's amazing spirit. What makes Israel, though, so successful? We're hearing that they've picked up medals in judo, in swimming and in bowling. What makes them so successful in these particular sports?
You know, there's a certain energy and a certain spirit that I cannot quite explain with words. And especially with our population with intellectual disadvantages, that when they're determined and when they want to reach their goal, they will do it. They teach us all that nothing can stop them. And the fact that they knew that getting to Abu Dhabi is such an achievement and was such a challenge to organize. Once they got here, all spirits broke out. There was just no stopping them.
And what does it mean that Israelis are in fact able to compete in the Special Olympics in Abu Dhabi?
First of all, it's a movement about social change. It's a movement about inclusion, and it's a movement about sports. And when the three meet together, then the fact that it's in Abu Dhabi just shows the power of sports to unite. And when you see our athletes speaking to athletes from around the world, athletes that they would have never gotten a chance to meet, and our coaches doing the same, and us and the team, and talking about Israel, it's just the most uniting experience. And this is what sports does, and this is what our athletes do at their best.
Absolutely. Now, do these athletes set out to become Olympians, or is it just discovered that they have a particular gift in a sport and it's encouraged that they train to compete? How does it all begin?
It all begins by one simple parent or one simple coach that believes in them and believes in their power and believes in equality and inclusion. And once this person believes in them, then there's a lot of training and there's a lot of bridges we have to cross, because sometimes they've lost the faith in themselves, because society has a way of building walls rather than breaking them. And when the process begins, there's intensive training over years. And when we build a delegation, this training becomes even more intensive months before we set to the games. And when we're here, we're ready. We're athletes.
Now, for you, what has been the most memorable moment so far? I'm sure there have been many.
There have been so many, but when we stood with 192 nations and paraded, and we sang songs in Hebrew, and you hear the crowd cheering Israel, you just can't fathom where you are. To stand on the ground of a nation with no diplomatic relations, and it's our athletes, almost the most invisible population in society, but because of them we are here. And because of them, we get to share this story. It's just magical. It's so inclusive that it cannot be ignored. And now we have the most important job, getting back to Israel, coming back home, and making sure that they're not forgotten, and making sure that every person in Israel knows that there's Special Olympics Israel that wants to build an inclusive community through sports.
Sharon, you're doing very important work, and we really appreciate you coming and sharing those stories with us here on Perspectives. Thank you.